What's up, brothers? This is OuweSok with another Battle Brothers video, and in this video I want to be talking to you about my first campaign that I run. Here you see a shot of the campaign at day 403. Already I've completed all the legendary battles, but if you look my roster, you will find out, I found out at least, that they weren't very good. So let's have a look. Let's have a quick look through my roster and find out all the mistakes. So here the first guy only has 80 life points, which is not enough. Has 86 fatigue, which is way too much for a 200 X-Man. Also, he doesn't have quick hands, so it's not very good. The next one is a Cleaver Bro. I think he's fine. Yeah, he's fine really. But again, 85 life points is just on the low side. Amazeman, he's decent, 90 life points. It could have been better, but Berserk is missing, so that's really a mistake if you want to fight really big late game battles. The Dagger Bro is okay, even in quick hands, so he can quickly switch to the Obsidian Dagger to try and kill like a Chosen or a Nomad, which is very useful to build zombies and distract the opponents. So that's decent. My sword guy was originally a fencer, but now he's got a maimed foot, which was the end of fencing for him. So now he's carrying the reproach of the old gods. So that's a nasty injury. The tank is fine really, a little lowish on life points, and yeah, maybe a bit too high on fatigue. So that's an error I made a lot. Too much fatigue, insufficient hit points. Duelist Mace 95 is decent, not great. Could be a little bit better. There's some fatigue he can spare. A Hammer Bro without quick hands, so it's also not optimal. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 range units. They are all good, basically throwers, so they're fine, I think. But the problem in the end game is that if you're fighting 25 Chosen or 25 Barbarians or 30 Orcs, they will flank you, and ranged units become a little bit of a liability in these big fights. So yeah, you can support at most one of them if you also bring a banner. The banner, he's fine. 152 resolve, that's okay. Doesn't have fearsome, so maybe it could have made him a little bit better. Doesn't need nimble really, because he's basically never getting hit. Then we have a couple of more tanks. So there's a lone wolf tank that I used in the Black Monolith. Obviously good, 55 is very good, and another tank 53. These solid tanks, and then we have here that's a newbie, but he isn't very good. Only got up to 78 hit points. It's a Disordered Noble, so even if you got all these stars in attack and defense, yeah, the attack should be more than 67 because he's currently having a 25% penalty. So even if you have all these great stars, being a bad origin or bad background is not really useful. So what I did with this campaign at day 403, I moved to the south. I bought myself an indebted, and then I dismissed my entire team. Everybody out, and I suppose that if you have one man left in your team, that even if you got very angry, he won't leave. But to make sure, I hired an indebted that they cannot leave you anyway. So that makes double sure that my campaign wouldn't end there. So what happens if you dismiss your entire team at day 400? Well, the first thing that happens is nothing to the roaming enemies and nothing to camps. So camps and roaming enemies don't scale down. So when you restart your campaign with your level 1 brothers, you will not be fighting camps a lot. Maybe you can do the very small ones. So actually my first 2 fights were the mini barbarian camps fighting thralls, and my men in famed nimble armor and having famed goblin items had no problems killing a dozen of thralls. But basically camps are too difficult. The roaming enemies, you will need to be careful. You cannot fight with your level 1 brothers, 15 raiders or a party of orcs or even goblins. So you'll need to be avoiding them. What does scale down significantly are contracts. So if you're rebuilding, you'll be spamming contracts to build money. You will also of course get the recruiter, so you can find new highborn brothers, noble adventurous nobles and sellswords and hedge knights and whatever. Any of the highborn oath takers are really good to start rebuilding your company. So examples of contracts that I did were, for example, I did a couple of 3-star beast hunting contracts that turned out to be 8 webnechts and 8 hyenas with 1 frenzied. So these were not very difficult fights. I also did a 3-star goblin camp contract, which turned out to be 11 wolf riders. So that was very, very doable as well. And when my brothers were level 5, I did the barbarian king, and the barbarian king came with 19 thralls. So again, a very easy fight. So of course you have the advantage of having very, very good items, famed armor. It makes it possible for you to do all the contracts fairly easily and start rebuilding your team. Of course, when you have your team and already all the legendary fights have been done, there's not much left, except on day 675, after searching the map for various times, I finally found a wild kraken. So my new team has already fought a kraken, beat it, because I was lucky enough when I started the fight to fight the kraken on grassland, which made the fight very easy. So like this. This is an easy fight. It's a long fight, but it's an easy fight. So if I have a look at my roster now, so let's look at the Dirty Dozen. Now after I respect and rebuild the entire company, they are much better developed for late game fights. So they have over 100 life points. All of them have a berserk, which is very, very important for getting additional damage in. All my boys also have, all my two-handers have quick hands, which is important to maximize your AP and get damage. So now my team is just really well suited for big endgame fights. Okay, this tank is amazing. You got 56 defense, but also 92 attack, and as well as 110 life points. So he kills a lot of enemies. X guy, another cleaver, another hammer, a really strong orc weapon. I haven't found a brother yet that can carry this weapon and also carry heavy armor. So for the moment, I have built a brother with nimble and dodge. Not dodge didn't get, but with nimble. Amazement. I have a single range unit with crossbow mastery, so he can carry a handgun. Fearsome, so he can spread fear if we're fighting chosen or orcs. Another tank with a decent amount of melee attack as well. Dagger bro, sword, the banner, 146, and I have retired a banner that wasn't very well. Did have not enough melee attack, 73. This one is 86, and I have a monk to protect myself from edge knights killing each other. So I had a lot of fun rebuilding my company after day 400. We're now at day 600 and something, 675, 690. Not sure how long I will be continuing this campaign, but we already fought a legendary fight. I like my brothers a lot better now, and well, not sure how long I'll be continuing, but yeah, I wanted to show this to you. If you want to consider replacing your entire team, you can do it. Just stay away from camps for a while, stay away from roaming enemies, keep the contracts, and you will be able to rebuild your company pretty soon, and much better than you did the first time. So that's it. Thanks a lot, bros, for watching. Enjoy the game, and see you later. Bye bye.